Hello everyone, welcome to our timeless oracle reading. Our oracle card for today belongs to the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and illustrated by Dan May. The card for today is entitled Your Little Island. When we look at the image, we see a creature sitting on a rock and gazing on eternity. When we undergo transformation, spending time alone becomes very important for us. We slowly create a little island for ourselves, not because we already stopped interacting with the world. It's just that it is that part of our spiritual journey or our life's journey when we are drawn to interact with our inner self. If before in the past we had that sense of wonder to discover the world, when we undergo this moment of shift wherein we are more interested with things that are in the inner world, we start to find ourselves being drawn to moments of being alone. Actually, after a certain period of time, it becomes a ritual or a part of our daily schedule that becomes indispensable for us. And one of the reasons is because as we spend more time alone, we discover that there are still so many things that are so wonderful in our person. We start to discover certain aspects in our being that we never really noticed before, especially when we start to deepen our gift of intuition. And sooner or later, you start to receive the clear gifts. And when you start to develop your clear gifts, ordinary events in life start to have special meaning. Like if before you never noticed that the animals that you meet have a certain message to give us, the dreams that we have in our sleep convey deep and special meanings. When ordinary events like overhearing a certain conversation suddenly brings us certain messages that we before have overlooked. And when we start to develop that ability to discover that there's still a lot of possibilities in our inner world, we also learn to develop that ability to be more receptive to that something that is much more than we are. We start to become aware of a certain connectedness with something that is sublime, divine, that is within us. We also start to develop a certain connectivity with the whole of the universe. You start to become more sensitive with energies, and because of that, you start to realize the need for protecting yourself from certain energies that are not helpful to you. You start to choose life situations and life interactions that drain you of energies. But at the same time also, you start to become more compassionate because you feel people and events in a more profound way. And so what happens is we find ourselves finding this little island within us, a source of refuge, a source of discovery, a place where we can grow, a place where we can learn. And so we find ourselves wanting to spend more time. It's that little island where we start to develop a deeper relationship with our inner self, a deeper relationship with the spirit realm, and most importantly, a deeper relationship with the world around us. Because as we spend more time alone, we discover that we are not actually withdrawing from the world, but we are getting in touch with the world in a deeper, stronger, and more profound way. Every time we spend moments in our little island, the more we grow and the more we realize the value of spending time alone. When you discover this card, if you are already undergoing this longing to spend more time alone, this card assures you that you are on the right path. If you are encountering this card and you are still preoccupied most of the time with the affairs of the world, but undergoing certain moments wherein you are starting to realize that there is more to just the physical activities, then maybe this card is sort of like a little nudge for you to consider to spend more time in your little island. Now let's try to read the handbook that accompanies this card so that we can gain more insights regarding your little island. There are times when we only know who we are thus far in relation to the ways other people experience us to be. In the true knowing of ourselves, in the true unfurling of our potentials, we must step outside relationships with others from time to time to create a relationship with ourselves. This is not loneliness. This is the true deep work of becoming self, of the beckoning yearning to know the world on your own terms, even simply through the senses. Take time away from the ways others control who you are. Become an island. Offer that alone time to your deepest self and experience the world through the unfiltered truth of the self you are still becoming. Well, that's it for today. So, you are being invited right now to spend more time alone and marvel at the experience of self-discovery. Well, I hope this has inspired you and it has helped you in your present life situation. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel, and thank you for subscribing. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until that moment, may God continue to bless your ways.